Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm over here talking away, and the mic's on mute. Welcome, you all. Welcome. How's it going, everybody? How's it going? As you come in, please share the live, you all. Share the live. We have a pretty interesting topic tonight, and we will be having two guests on the show to discuss this topic. And we want to welcome one of our guests, some of you all may be familiar with, is Carlton, the Traveler Adventure. So please share the live, you all, with others, and let's get some people on here joining us. How's it going? Mr. Seal, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Seal. How's it going? My sister Kay. Hello, Marie. Hi, everybody. Hello, my sister. How's it going? So please give this live a like, you all, as you come in. The title tonight is Why Are Women Preferring to Say That They Are Independent? Okay. We always get the guys part of the story, especially with a lot of the guys that, I mingle with on YouTube. And it's always good to get it's always good to get the guy's perspective. So tonight our female guest is running a little bit late, but I am about to bring on Mr. Carlton. Please interact with us, you all. Share the live. It's pure entertainment, you all. Everything and nothing is a fact, all right? So please share the live and let's welcome Mr. Carlton to LIH Voice.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you, Mr. Carlton? How's it going?
Just Carlton's good.
Carlton, that's right. How's it going?
I'm doing great here in Medellin, Colombia.
That's right. Tell the people a little bit about yourself. I already see you have a fan on here that says, Mr. Skiggy Power says Carlton is that playboy of Medellin.
Oh, man, I can't believe that. That's not true. That's not a hard time. No. I was a banker for about 35 years in Florida, Texas, and so forth. And I grew up in New Jersey. I went to Rutgers University, and then got my MBA from Florida State. But I was a banker about 35 years, private banking, lend loan to wealthy people, And I retired early, and it's very stressful, very stressful in banking, especially as you get higher up. Mm-hmm. So I had enough of it, and I saved enough. I said, let me retire early, enjoy my life, So I moved to Medellin. I used to go to DR a lot, about 5 years, because I live in Fort Lauderdale. Okay. But I know a lot about DR. But I started visiting other places, and I heard about Medellin, so went to visit it, and I loved it so much, so I ended up moving over here. I've been here for about 4 years.
Wow, I hear a lot about Medellin. What is it? Cartagena?
Cartagena. That's
Cartagena, and that's all in Colombia, right?
Yep.
So let me ask, why of all places did you choose Colombia?
It's just a combination of the infrastructure being good, the cost of living, the people are nice, just a lot of things. Skiggy, how you doing, Skiggy? Hello to you too. Yeah, it's just the temperature, man. The temperature is beautiful. They call Medellin the city of eternal spring. It's never gets cold, never gets too hot. It's perfect all year round. So it's just kind of a really nice place to be.
Wow. I know you have Carlton, the Traveler Adventure. Tell us a little bit about that. I know we talked about it a little bit, but tell the people just a little bit what inspired you to even share that journey.
Well, it's a small channel, and small on purpose. I'm not really growing it that much. It's just when I first came here, a good friend of mine, and my idea was to travel all over Colombia, actually all over South America, but be based in Colombia. Mm-hmm. But first I wanted to see all of Colombia, then went to Peru and other places, El Salvador and Panama. And wanted to kind of document my adventures as I visit different places.
Mm-hmm.
And someone said, "Why don't you start a YouTube channel?" You know, and I said, "Me? I'm not gonna get anybody looking at me. You know, who wants to see me?" Kind of thing. I had no idea. So ended up starting a channel, and I didn't really put a lot of effort into it, but it kind of grew. You know, I don't want it to be really large, you know, because I don't want to take over my life, because I spend a lot of my time, you know, doing investments, Forex and options, and just invest in the stock market. So that's a big part of my life. So I didn't want to spend all of my time traveling around and doing YouTube. So it's kind of the perfect size for me. It's about 5,000 people right now. Not really trying to grow it. It's a nice kind of small group of people.
Shoot, for you to consider 5,000 small,
Yeah, it's relatively small.
5,000 is doing good, though. It's doing good.
And that's without any big effort.
That's right. So I want us to get into the topic tonight, okay? The thing is, we have all the guys that are talking about the women, the travel guys, okay? But one of the perspective I want to bring in both perspective, and we have a female guest who's late on the panel tonight, but she will be here to join us as soon as possible. A lot of women are preferring to say they're independent, and a lot of men really do not like that. Okay. And let's say you move to Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
I know the weather is not the sole reason why you moved to Colombia.
Why do you say that?
I mean, I'm just saying, because I watch a
I
lot
said
of
the cost of living also.
Okay, the cost of living, all right.
I know where
But
you're
a lot
going.
of the guys, I mean, the reality is a lot of the guys, I mean, they all say how beautiful the women are, how this and that, okay?
I never noticed that.
No. I'm not gonna buy that. I'm not gonna buy that from you. But you know what? That's your story, and stick to it, okay?
I'm here for the weather, okay, and
For
the
the
cost of
weather,
living.
okay? So I want to know, why is it that a lot of the guys are attracted to foreign women? Because more foreign women are dependent on men. Before I get to the question that I'm going to ask there, but why do you think, let's just say, coming from the United States and getting to travel, why do you think that a lot of the women, let's just say from first world countries, are choosing to be independent? You think that the guys have a role in that?
That is a good topic, man. It can be also a very dicey topic, you know. And I want to piss an American woman off, things you say, but I think a lot of the men I spoke to like the attitude and just the demeanor or whatever of the South American women, or even the, you know, Caribbean women, or like Dominican Republic. The different attitude. I think the American woman got caught up in the, you know, women's liberation movement years ago, and which never really benefited black women. It benefited white women, almost exclusively white women. You know, get caught up in that, and they become more and more, quote, independent, and they're proud of it. And now they don't even need men. You know, I don't need a man. I can work for myself. I can pay my own rent. You know, kind of thing. And they act like don't even need men. You know, I got my toy and I'm good. You know, so it's just, and most men love a woman that's caring, loving, takes care of them. The traditional role, you know. But there's never a perfect answer. I don't say every man's the same. I do know some men who do like independent women. They said, okay, the benefits to that too, you know, and got to take care of them. But I think the majority of the men I know prefer a woman that's, you know, more womanly and not going to curse you out in a second. You know, not say we don't need you. I can pay my own rent. I can, you know, buy my own car, and to kind of put the men to the side, you know. So if I more of these women that are less independent in South America, Central America, and so forth. Wait from the United States.
So you saying a lot of the women, but do you think that the women are choosing to be more independent because maybe of the men's attitudes?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, in the United States, there's probably more women with this book referring to black women now. I say women with college degrees than men. Okay, they always push that, and more women. Because the black men, let's face it, based on our history, let's be very frank. Most of us, a lot of us are in jail for petty stuff. I mean, we've been targeted for forever. Let's face it, going back to 100 years ago. So a lot of us are in jail. So the women, sometimes they were forced to be independent because the men weren't around. So that's part of it, right? But I think they took it overboard a little bit, And when I was married, my wife had friends over, and I would hear them talking. I'm always leaving the house when they come over, and they do act like some of them are in Houston, Texas. A lot of them were engineers, chemists for the oil companies, had good jobs, had the nice cars, the BMW, Mercedes Benz, and you hear them talk in a group like, we don't need a man. We can do everything ourselves. I work and make a nice salary. I can pay my rent, buy my own house. So they basically talk like they don't need men at all.
Well, from a woman perspective, because I'm gonna give my opinion. Okay, I think it's good for a woman to be independent, because what a lot of men, and this is what I try to tell some of my travel brothers, okay? Because some of them travel, and most of the time they travel for the beautiful women and this and that. Not everyone, and that don't be the sole reason.
Right.
But then they meet these women who are really, really dependent. Why should a woman be independent? A woman should be independent because, in my opinion, being independent is having your man's back also. Because anything can happen to you. Would you want to just have a woman who just solely, let's just say, depend on her beauty? What happens if she solely depends on her beauty and something happens to you? How do you expect for her to take care of the household?
No, it's a good point. That says never all good and all bad. Okay. And to some respect, women are the same, whether you're in China or South America or the United States. To some respect, they're almost the same. Okay. Because even the woman that's independent in the United States, they want somebody that's going to help take care of them too. Most of them don't want a bum without a job. Okay. Very few. Okay.
That's true.
So they talk about the fact that American men go to South America or Thailand or Philippines for these women, and somehow the only reason they're doing it is because the women are dependent on them, and so forth, and women need them. But women are women, and even in the United States, when a woman goes for a man, they want someone that has a good job. Not some bum that can't take care of it. His part of the bill. Once a man loses his job and he can't help with the bills, most time the women kick him out. Let's face it. They want somebody that's going to help. So I hear the argument all the time about that, and I said, wait a minute, women are women, no matter what you look at. But there's certain characteristics, just the culture, how they're raised in South America or Central America. Maybe it's a Spanish culture, almost like down south in America. If you go down south versus Midwest or North, women are a little different, and they're more, I hate to say, it's going to sound silly, they're more women-y, they're not going to argue with you. I come home and, they want to bitch with you about everything. Always want to, like, for instance, to give an example. I, was a person with a college degree. I made the money, but the wife always wanted to butt in. I mean, I do all investment decisions. She had no knowledge of it, but if I'm making a decision, she wants to be involved, have an opinion, want to tell me what to do, and she has no knowledge about it, but she feel that I have to get involved. I have to, say something about it. If you don't know anything about it, stay away. You're not saying anything that's useful to me because you don't know what you're doing. But I feel I have to get involved. I'm a woman. I'm not going to sit in the back and just you do what you want, what you're doing, and I'm just going to listen to you, kind of thing. They have to, be strong, kind of thing. And it creates problems. And no man wants that all the time. A woman that's always trying to compete with them all the time. They don't.
No. That's very true. And I'm not speaking on that, okay? Because I'm a Haitian woman myself. And the thing is, you have to allow your man to be the king of the house, to be the head of the house. What we find is that so many men is not being the king of the house because not every man is a king. So not every man is being the head of the house. Now, I'm not saying it's always the man's fault because as women, we do have to allow men to be men. But most of the time we find it that when women respond that way, there's a lack within the house, and that's just their way of doing their own little investigation because they either assume, and assumption doesn't make it, that something is really, really going on, but they are feeling somewhat insecure about something and obviously lack the knowledge to talk about it, to communicate, to ask questions and not accuse, which can feel like you just said, she's getting on my nerves, she's doing this, she's doing that. Okay. But then you mentioned something that's very good, is a lot of women are being forced to be independent. Okay. So let's just say certain women had bad situations, okay, and came out of a relationship. However, you've had women that lost loved ones, however, their mates, and then they got used to being independent. And now we find it that society pretty much is beating up on women who stands up and says that I am independent and I am able to take care of my home. There shouldn't be anything wrong with that, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's never black. Like I said, never black and white, right? It's never black and white. It's always a little mix. That's why it makes for a good discussion, but it's never black and white. Okay, like I said, a lot of the black women were forced to become head of the family because the men were in jail or men didn't have a good job. But I think sometimes when a woman has a better job, in a lot of cases, women, I would say, have a better job than the men. Not all cases, but I say a lot of cases, women have more college degrees. They use that as a tool to control the man. Not all women, but I think a majority of them will use that as a tool. Because I'm making the money, I'm the lawyer or whatever, and you're not making enough money, so I'm in charge. Even though the man should be in charge of the family, but when they make the money, they think they should be wearing the pants and they're making a decision because they make the money. So that's it's not a good thing either. You still have to allow the man to be the man, or he's just going to just leave. Forget about this stuff. I mean, I'm not, I don't want to be, I'm going to leave, find another woman that's going to, treat me a little better. So you said it's never black and white, so it makes a good discussion. Different variables to it.
Okay. So the audience, you all, please interact and kindly share the live. Can't wait to get a woman here to get her perspective and
I couldn't wait for her to go first. Hear her what she had to say.
I know. I'm waiting on her to see, exactly where she is at, so we can get it, because it's going to be different when we have the pretty much both sides to it. Okay.
Yep. So back and forth, a little back and forth would be good.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit back and forth. So it definitely will be interesting. So y'all, please share the live. with others. You know, I do believe that a woman should be independent, yet I do not think that a woman should push her man away or belittle him in any sorts of fashion. But you do find, like you say, a lot of women have more women have college degrees. So do you think that the men feel like they have to compete? They have to compete also,
Yeah, but
because you have
they should.
some men that compete with their women, which
Yeah.
can cause problems there.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of natural if you're the man and you have some pride in yourself and so forth. You don't want to just lay back there and have a woman just, be head of the house. You don't feel like you're a man, So you have to
Mhm.
allow the man, even if the man does not make as much money as you do, you have to allow him to be the man of the house. You know,
Wow.
that's it's very important. Or why have him? He's the man. Make him feel like he's a man and be in charge. I mean, man wants to be in charge. That's the nature, not the woman in charge of the man. That's never the way it was done from day one. Okay, I'm not
Mhm.
saying just be stupid and lay back and take what he says, but just don't try to, make I make a decision because I make the money kind of thing, or if you don't like it, you can leave, that kind of thing. That doesn't
Mhm.
work. That doesn't work.
That's right. So, my sister Caroline Newton says it's discussing the way some of us behave. Haitian Warrior King says, I don't mind having a woman that's independent. She's not going to spend all my money. Kay Miller says, share the live of LIH Voice. Tell others about the channel so it can expand. Like, share, and subscribe. And I also want to say for everyone who is watching, if you have yet to check out Carlton the Traveler Adventures,
Carlton's Travel Adventures.
Carlton's
Carlton's Travel Adventures.
Travel Adventures. Please,
Right.
you all check out his channel, okay? And definitely don't forget to subscribe as you visit his channel. Stallion says, "Wow, let the games begin." Hello,
Okay,
Stallion.
you showed up. All right.
You
I
finally
can't.
showed up. How's it going?
Okay.
Eskigi Power says sometimes men don't feel appreciated by North American women.
Definitely.
I think it's the culture too. Being that I was raised in the U.S. is difficult for a household to survive on one income unless that guy is have a very very good job. So women having to leave out and go to work too as you go to work. So for me, the women in the US in most first world countries, and even some women in Haiti who are professional women who go out to work, they may not be able to offer you what some of the other women can offer you that are housewives that don't do anything besides wait on you all day. Okay. And a lot of men, the reality is most men want to be catered to. Okay. But you have to understand it's a two-way street. I don't think that women in North America or in America don't want to cater to their men. But a lot of women, a lot of my friends are saying men have to be considerate also towards women because we get just as tired as you all get. And sometimes some of you are not considerate of, our situation too as a woman. And then, you all get that passport and leave and go find what you're looking for.
Well, I personally have no problem with that. I feel, people, some have to do what's in their best interest. Okay. And if some woman in America is
Mm-hmm.
saying, you're going over there for women or going over there for that, it's no one's business. Where I look at it, everyone is an
Mm-hmm.
adult. They can go to Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
they can go to Vietnam, South America,
True.
wherever they want to go, and enjoy their life. And no one should be even in my business if I want to do that. Not personally, but that's a generality. If I don't care what you do, I really don't care what you do. So you shouldn't care what I
Mm-hmm.
do, right? So when American women
Mm-hmm.
criticize men for doing that, I'm going, well, it's none of your damn business, kind of thing. It's like people, they're adults, and they do what's in their best interest, right? And I know
Mm-hmm.
back to what you said a minute ago. I had a pretty good career as a banker. My wife didn't work. Okay, I made all the money. Very good, salary, and she never really worked. She cooked and cleaned and whatever. But I still felt like I wasn't appreciated anyway. It's like she took it for granted, that she had this great lifestyle, right? And I never felt appreciated, like you said, And it's just, I think, part of the culture in the U.S. where the women feel that, look, if I act a certain way, I'm being too submissive, and that's not good in America. Women can't be like America. We're supposed to be strong. We're supposed to be different. We're not like South American women. So even if they're not working, then they don't feel they have to be submissive, or they're not being, the strong woman like America. It's a cultural thing, and that's the problem. They get caught up in women's lip stuff. They're caught up in women's lip stuff.
So do you think that's exactly what it is? One of the things that I always say, married women have to be careful who you are friends with, because if you are married, you do not want to have all the wrong gang of friends. Me personally, I've never been a woman that really like a whole lot of friends, but some women like having all these friends, and some of them friends can very well be jealous of you because you have a nice, successful husband, and now they start putting things in your ear, because all the while they really wishing that they have what you have. And next thing you know, they've been putting in all this gossip and stuff in your ear and destroy your household. So you have to be careful as a married woman exactly who you are friends with too.
That's so true. Very true.
So tell us a little bit about how has it been since you've been living there, as we wait on our guests to get back on our subject. How has it been?
I would say 90% of the people who visit, men and women, they like it. I said it's so relaxing to be away from all the stress of the U.S. It's stressful in the U.S. You make good money, right? But it's stressful. I was to the point where, making great money, but sometimes they didn't want to go to work. It was so stressful, And when you're here, you just don't feel the stress. You really don't feel the stress like you're doing. You feel more relaxed. You're not worried about the cops pulling you over. Cops getting shot by the shot. Someone got shot in Minnesota yesterday by a blank in the head. It happens so often, and here we don't worry about it. The cops don't bother you, So that's one less thing to worry about, And the people are very nice, I said the women are very nice and very friendly. So it's like, what's not to like, The cost of living is great because the peso, it's like 3,800 pesos for $1. You can have a great lifestyle. So it's nothing to hate. I mean, it's beautiful.
Wow.
I don't want people asking when you go back to the States. I've been back to the States twice in like 3 years for like a week. That's it. I don't miss it.
You don't miss it. You loving it.
Yeah, I don't miss it at all. Life should be more relaxing.
That's right.
Less stress. Here she is. Let's introduce her. Your guest here.
Hey, Stacy. How's it going?
Yeah. The struggle is real.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can hear. All right. We have been waiting on you. And I want to just introduce you as that independent woman, as you could see. You tell the people a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself before I go on saying anything about you.
I'm you should say, and I live in Texas.
Hold on.
And I am from I'm pulling up to the house, so it's kind of like breaking up now. The Wi-Fi is coming in.
Okay. The internet is coming in and out, so Mm-hmm.
Are you close? Or she's frozen? She's in the car, I guess, driving home.
She's in the car driving home. So
Yes, unstable. Wi-Fi is
I
unstable.
think we should
Well,
just
well,
let you in.
I'm
You should. Uh-huh. Wow.
Oh, you should go somewhere we can sit down in one spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roll the tape. How's it
Hey,
going, my
what's up?
brother?
I haven't seen you in a while. What's up, man?
How's it going? I can't really hear her. I know we'll have her come on again when her internet is stable and when she gets in, because her internet is not really good. But just to say, the women are being more independent, from what I gather, is because of the treatment from men. Okay, men have to be very considerate also of a lot of women. And I want to say this: a lot of people don't understand that, Carlton, but it has to do with the background of a lot of women. A lot of women are being raised in single households, okay? And they were raised by single mothers. So the root of you pretty much somewhat becomes you. It takes a strong person to come to the realization that I grew up with this, and this is not right, to want to do something different. And we know that to do something different at times, that's stepping out into unknown territories. It's not that easy. We can easily be afraid of that. So what type of woman you as a man is settling down with? Was she raised in a household with a father and a mother? What was the household like she came from? That has a lot to do with maybe the type of woman you will get from her. Do you agree?
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how she's brought
Mm-hmm.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe made a family without a father there, possible have this something to do with how she reacts and how she, lives her life. That's totally correct.
Hmm. We have a question. Stallion says, what stops a woman to be submissive to a man that provides for her and the family?
So he likes a submissive woman. That's what he's saying. That's his, nothing wrong with that. If he likes a woman like that, a lot of places you can find women like that, and that's okay.
But he want to know what stops a woman, I guess, from being submissive to a man that provides for her and her family.
Rita, you're saying that she should be, right? If she's being provided, taken care of very well by the husband, take care of the entire family, maybe she should be submissive. What would stop her from being submissive? She should appreciate it and be submissive. That's why I'm reading the question. If you can expand on it.
Well, what can stop a woman from being submissive to a man that provides for her and the family is if he doesn't give her any attention, any love. Okay. I know a lot of guys, and I'm gonna use this. I'll use my father as an example. Okay. My father is a great provider, but as much as he thinks that my mother stopped being a good wife to him, he also stopped being a good husband. A lot of men associate being a good husband just a great provider, but do you understand the need of your wife too? How did you all come to the point where, let's just say you got together? Forget about the marriage, okay? Let's just say when you started, what got that person's attention? Okay. Was it you were taking them out to dinner? Were you telling them jokes? Were you being a friend? What established that? And in a marriage, a lot of men tend to forget that, okay, because they get solely focused on just being the provider. and vice versa. A lot of women, we get stuck with the kids, and we forget to be a good wife. Okay. Now, I've never been married. Okay. So that's why we need, we're going to get other people on the panel. Okay. But let's, here is Stacy, and let's see if she's stable and able to join us.
So you want to be independent and not submissive so you don't get married.
No, me personally, I'll answer that another live.
I was giving you a hard time.
But definitely, I do. I do want to be married. Definitely, I do. Hello, how's it going, Stace?
I'm back.
How's it going, sis?
Better.
I'm back.
Okay, so
it was rough.
It was rough. How was your day today? Because I know you've been at work running around. We have Mr. Carlton on the line. Well, no. Let's bag up.
Carlton.
We got Carlton on the line with us, right? He is another YouTuber, and he is going to basically give us a contrast to how a woman thinks. So I'm so glad to have you on the live and to get a different woman's perspective.
How a woman think.
We're all waiting because I already said my piece. We're all waiting for you.
Me?
the independent woman.
So we're waiting on you. So the title is, why are women preferring to be independent? There's different ways we can go with that, okay? But first, I would like for you to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you. Tell my audience a little bit about you.
Well, should I tell the whole story or just parts of the story?
Abbreviated version.
I mean, for tonight, you can come back and tell your whole story, but tell her who you are.
Okay, so I'm Stacy. I'm Stacy. I'm Marie's sister.
Yes.
And
sister.
I live in Texas.
Oops.
Wow, what happened?
You dropped her. It's your sister.
Yeah, she is my sister from another mother. She's there. She is. She's back. She's back.
Oh,
is it my phone acting up, or is my Wi-Fi acting up?
I don't know. Okay, but you are back. You are back.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's skip past the introduction because I guess the Wi-Fi is not gonna act right?
Uh-huh.
So I have a Jamaican background. Okay. I feel like me being independent, it comes from a whole different perspective of what I have went through in life and why I don't want to depend on anyone, So I like to be independent. I do. I was listening to your conversation about being independent and being submissive and all that. But I mean, I don't mind listening, if that's what you call it, listening. But I feel like you have to come on with it. Okay. So if you want to tell me what to do, I mean, at least be established some type of way, or I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm looking at it different, but I just feel like I've ran into people that is not established, but demands a lot, So I'd rather just be by myself because I could do better by myself or I could do bad by myself.
Ooh, better by yourself.
So
right?
Now, does a man have to be established for you to be, because okay, we're gonna have a real conversation here, okay? All right, so y'all share the live, all right? Because this is my sister, but we don't think the same about everything. So does a man, ladies, I want you all to interact. Does a man have to be established for us to be submissive to him?
No, I don't think so.
But you mentioned if he's established, you listen.
Yes, yes, and no. Okay, you have some that come off as if, you know, do as I say because I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? And they're not bringing nothing to the table besides a headache.
So if he brings in 6 figures, it's okay for him to.
It don't even have to. It doesn't. It's not numbers for me. It's you cannot demand. Okay, go ahead.
My point is this: as a question, if he brought in 6 figures, it's easier for you to be submissive. That's kind of what I'm leading to the question.
No.
Okay.
No, because then he's probably gonna feel like, okay, well, I bring it all to the table, and you could handle me any kind of way. You understand? And that's not gonna be accepted.
Right.
So.
So do you think a man's attitude have a lot to do with why women are choosing to be independent?
I do.
Okay. Well, what exactly is a man's attitude?
Being an ass sometimes.
Okay. Well, what do you consider that? What would you consider that?
Okay, listen. You, like I said, you have some that they got their money, they established, and they feel like they could talk to you any kind of way.
That's not right. No, that's correct. That's not right either. I mean, no one's saying that.
It's not 100%, but you have men like that. You do have men like that. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe I'm choosing the wrong people, but at the end of the day, I just like I'm happy about myself. I'm not 100% by myself, but I'm just happy. Like, I don't know. I think it's an ego thing sometimes with the men, and I can't deal with ego, so I rather just. I'm not saying I swear off of them. I don't. I love them, but their attitude, some of them, it's like I don't know. I can't explain it, but you have the ones that's broke, ain't got nothing going on, and they give you a headache anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what you need them for?
See,
that's how
you don't need a man. She's better by herself. I talked about it earlier.
But are you? But I mean, and I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here. Are you really, really better by yourself? Are we really better by ourselves as a woman? Okay. I'm a spiritual person, not a religious person. Okay. Do you think it is made for a woman to be alone?
No. Absolutely not. Mm-hmm. Absolutely not.
And I'm going to say this, so you can continue, my sister. You can continue.
That's what makes the world go round, a man and a woman. You know what I'm saying? But, in times is not like how it used to be.
You took it out my
mouth. Where the man go out, he's the breadwinner, he come in, it's not like it used to be. You have people like me that want to go out and make my own money. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to wait on you. I don't want to, I have things, I do things in order. So if I got to depend on you, I feel like if certain people, a man, if I got to depend on a man, I'm going to be homeless. That's just my opinion. I mean, I can't speak for every man out there. You may not be like that, but that's just how I feel.
Respect that. I have a question for you. What do you think about a man who, if you go to other cultures, forget about the U.S. The U.S. is unique. Go to Asia, Vietnam, Cambodia, whatever, Philippines, South America, Central America. Women are different, in majority of them different than the U.S. woman. So if a man goes to another country to find a woman like that, what's your opinion about that? That's submissive.
So you're asking me if when a man leaves the U.S. to go overseas to find another woman.
Right. That's more submissive, and that gives him what he wants. Right.
To me,
as an American woman, what you thought about that? Right.
My thought is a man who, it's not the same for if a woman do it, but a man that goes overseas to look for a woman, to me, he's looking for a woman that needs him. You understand? That needs someone. Like, she's going to be submissive because, for one, she needs something, right? And in her head, she's probably going to think, I'm better off where he at, right? Doing what he says, and I'm just thinking, if it was me and I'm in a different country, I'm like, you know what? Okay, he get me. I'm going to feel like he loves me or something, so I'm going to submit to him because he's doing me a favor by bringing me over here, and I feel like you have some men that want to feel needed, like, they want to feel wanted, so it's like they go overseas and all the women over here, but they go over there because they know that, you have women over there that they can't come here. They need help. Tell me, they need help. So
is that a bad thing? Look at down the man as a bad thing?
No, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing because, he liable to do right by her, bring over here, do right.
But not even bringing them back to the States. Maybe goes to the Philippines or Colombia or Nicaragua, and he stays there with her, because he wants to be with her in another country. And if he brings back, the thing is, to bring back to the States, they're going to change on you. So they don't always bring him back. But you can correct. Most of it is economics. We agree to that. If they're poor, and then you can give them a better lifestyle. To me, it's like a transaction. It's a good transaction. She gets a better lifestyle, gets a woman he likes that's going to treat him better, going to cater to him, cook, clean, and whatever. So I think both people are getting something that they want. So
of course,
yeah,
of course. So he just say, forget about the American women, probably women like me who don't listen.
Right, exactly.
So you admit you don't listen.
Yeah, see, that's what it tells you up.
That's what it is.
Who don't listen and like to argue.
No.
I told you. I told you. There you go. That's it.
So,
That's it. She admit to it. There you go.
But let me ask you this, because she is one who loves to travel, okay? And you asked her good questions about the men who travel abroad. But we have women who also travel abroad too. So why is it that we beat on the men for doing it, but we have women who does the same thing? So what is the difference between a woman who does the same thing with the men?
There's no
What
difference. There is no difference. The only difference is, we all go over there looking for love. And my opinion, once again, if I look for a man overseas, I'm looking for one that's, who wants to work and who have some type of ambition, Now, for the man, he's looking for a woman that's going to cater to his needs. You understand me? I'm looking for a man that's going to cater to my needs, but I want a man that's going to take some of the pressure off of me. Right? So if I feel like American men ain't doing it, because these American dudes, well, at least the ones I ran into, they lazy. They don't want to keep a job. They complain about everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the hell I'm doing with them, So it's like, and I can speak because, I go overseas. I talk to someone overseas, but our situation is different because we've been talking for a long time. But in my head, I'm like, okay, I feel like he has some type of potential. He could come, work, take some of the pressure off of me, and we could potentially be happy. But that's the fairy tale that we put in our head and we want to believe. But it may never work out like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you got to have faith that it's going to work out. Number
Well,
one,
of course,
okay?
you have some type of faith. Yeah, I have some type of faith, but in reality, anything could happen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
So the men in the U.S., okay, go out looking for women who are pretty much more submissive. Women in the U.S. go out of the U.S. in search of a guy that could potentially be a great provider, but really, really cater to their needs. So to me, what is the difference what is it that you get from these guys overseas and the guys in the US? What is the difference from the guys in the US and the guys overseas? And you all please share the live with others, interact. I will be going in the audience in a little bit. What is the difference?
Girl, I can't tell you what the difference is because
You have to know the difference because I'm
I
sure you
don't know
tried the
because
US out before you went overseas.
Yeah. The thing is, like I said, I can't compare my situation with, any other woman out there because I didn't just meet this person. Right. So at this point, it's more like now you want to be with that person. You know what I'm saying? And once again, you're looking for a provider after all these years, and you go in here and you talk to this one, you talk to that one, and you're like, well, what's the problem? And I'm pretty sure there's men here in America that'll provide. I'm not saying that all of them is just trash, but I can't speak on the difference, why women go over there and what they get versus what they get here. I can't speak on. So for me, what I got to say might be,
I'll play the devil's advocate all night. Do you think, okay, I'm going to go into the audience, but I want you to think about this because me personally, you do whatever you want with your life. But a lot of people try and judge the guys. But do you think women who go overseas, especially independent women as yourself, do you think there's that spirit of entitlement where maybe you can kind of control that guy too? Because do you think that? Do you
Probably. Probably.
Do you think that?
Listen, I mean, me, me thinking for majority of the women, yes, thinking, hey, they could probably control that person. Why? Because at the end of the day, you come to America or whatever. Because for one, if they going way overseas to go get, be with a man or whatever, and they say, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna bring him over because I think I love him. You know what I'm saying? And I think, hey, he could be this, that, and the fifth. But, I've seen it where women, get married to men he comes and they can try to control them, and they being a provider, they're doing everything they're supposed to do, but it's like you want more and they can't even tell you what more do they want. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. And you like locking the doors, you don't want to help him do what is it that he needs to get done. And he's doing what he's supposed to do as a man. So for some women, it is a control thing. You see what I'm saying? Because I've seen it happen.
Wow. Let's go into the audience. So Stallion says, too many women love Pookie and Ray Rays of the world and do not give guys that got their together a chance. Do you think that's true? Do you think that a lot of women, especially in the States, are dating more these Pookies and Ray Rays, okay, than the professional guys? Because there are good men. I don't want to make the show about bashing men, period. Because I do know there are good men.
Yeah, this is not about bashing. It's not about bashing them. I'm just saying that, the reason why you understand, I am the way I am. I like doing what I'm doing. Get up in the morning, go to work. I ain't have to answer to nobody. I'm okay with that. Now, I'm not saying that I don't get lonely sometimes, but I'm okay with getting up, going to work, doing my own thing, go overseas when I feel like it, go on vacation when I feel like it. That's just my thing, but
when he gets here, though, do you think that, okay, and I want you to answer this too, Carlton. Do you think that women have to learn, independent women like herself? This is what we were talking about earlier. She became accustomed to doing this because she has had to keep her own roof over her head. She's had to do this, do that, okay? Right. Do you think that there's compromisations when trying to integrate into a relationship with someone now? And I want you to answer that too. Do you think you have to compromise when your man does get there? Are you going to still be able to be a bachelorette while he's there? And how should he feel? Or how should she feel?
The only way it's going to work, like I said, is compromise. Only respect each other and let the man be a man, even though you might have some control over him because you brought him here. And maybe, if you don't do what you said, maybe you can get him deported or whatever. Now you have this maybe power thing in your head, so that's there. All right. But you gotta have respect for him. You gotta let him be a man, or else it won't work. No man, even though he said, okay, she brought me here, she has some control over it, but no man worth his salt is going to sit there and let a woman just control him or have, he's a man, he has pride, men have pride, let's face it, and not going to sit there and let a woman just, wear the pants in the family, that's just not going to happen. So she has to still, even though the strong woman, make him feel like a man, make him wear the pants in the family. Okay, that has to happen. It has to happen.
And Stace, what do you think? Or do you think you're gonna continue to be? Do you think it's possible to continue to be a bachelorette with his presence in the home? Do you think you can
No,
continue
absolutely
to
not.
be independent?
One thing I do is I will always, whoever my significant other is, he will be respected. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna make him feel less than, and it's not about, who makes the most money. It's not about if he's not established, because I strongly believe in, you know, um having his back to where, hey, babe, what do we need to do? What do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? To get there, for us to get there. Once again, he got to have some type of ambition. You understand what I'm saying? It's not even about being established. He got to want something rather than just sitting there like a stump. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you sit there like a stump and you act like you don't want to do nothing, then you most definitely going to be disrespected in my eyes. Because to me, you you can't do nothing for me. You understand? And I'm gonna let you know how I feel about it. And no man wants to be disrespected like that. But once again, you have to have some type of motive to want to do something. You understand me?
Agree. Well, can you personally, after being independent for years, I'm not saying the years independent, and then do what you want, have a strong personality, is it possible for you to take a back step to make him become the man and make some decisions? Can you do that? This is a question.
Well,
Honestly, be honest about
it,
it.
it's gonna take some. I gotta work on me now. I ain't perfect.
Okay,
You know,
you got the answer.
I gotta work on me. I definitely gotta work on my mouth. But hey, I'll let you know how I feel about the situation. I mean, if there's something that I don't like what's going on, I'm gonna speak strongly on it. And I've been told that I speak too strongly on it. But I mean, that don't mean I won't try to help him get to where he needs to be. You understand? Now, some men take offense to that, but they still don't want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But then you have the men that be like, man, he want a woman to, uplift him and do all of that. That's what I try to do. Now, maybe I must admit, sometimes it comes out really, really wrong and really, really strong. You know what I'm saying?
See, and that's what we hear a lot from the men that come to these countries, Vietnam, they go to South America. We hear a lot about, I'm not saying something bad about you, we hear about men, women like that in the U.S. and men trying to get away from that, okay? They don't want the aggressive woman sort of kind of thing. It's just we hear that a lot, and she says it right there to herself. She admits it. I mean, and that's the point. But bottom line, when you go through all the forest, women in the U.S., women in Europe, women in South America, Jamaica, whatever, they all want a man that's going to help take care of them. It's the bottom line. So when the woman in the U.S. criticizes men from going abroad, the women only want to use you or whatever, everybody wants somebody to take care of them. Give them a better life. If you come over here and they say, okay, you got a Social Security, you got a pension, and that gives you a great life compared to what you had here, there's nothing wrong with that. The women in the States want the same thing. They want the guy that's making the six figure, better. Nothing wrong with that. A better house, better neighborhood, and that's all good. I mean, it's the same thing no matter where you go, though.
Skiggy says he who makes the most money is the boss in the is the boss in most houses.
Right.
So we got 14 people in the chat, you all. If you are new here, kindly hit that subscribe button, you all. Don't forget, share the live with others, and please give the live a like.
I can't believe that.
Oh my, you have brought an angry Jamaican woman out here. She is not angry.
I'm not angry.
Mr. Jackson says a man must be established before a woman will trust in him. Women are looking for security, emotionally, mentally, and physically. A man must show that he is able to lead.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. That's right.
Stallion says, I know women that gives Pookie and Ray Ray money in the box. Wow. To make women correlate giving to a decent man with resources, except for Pookie and Ray Ray. Wow. I have a question. What about the ones that are good men? Don't have much going on for him, but treats you like a queen.
Not enough.
Miss Stacy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Uh-oh.
Are you willing to? Okay, the ladies who are watching that are independent. Okay, you already have your way established. Is a man considered a Pookie or a Ray Ray if he is not where he's wanting to be in life? Are you willing to give him that push to get him where he should be in order to be the lead of the house without speaking ugly to him, without making him feel less of a man, but kindly being supportive and loving towards him, to let him know that you have his back, you support him, you want to do this, you want to do that, and baby, I found this out, and this is what I know. I share ideas. Please turn the live down if you are on the live while we're live. Yes. So what is your reply on that?
well, like I said, I've had people where, deserve the disrespect that they got. You understand what I'm saying? Like, seriously, it's not about, they were a good man and, I just didn't know how to reciprocate, the good treatment. No, it wasn't that. If I say, hey, this is what we need to do. What do you think about it? And this is something that we talk about, and you're not comprehending, or you're not trying to make a move to fix the situation, then I'm gonna talk crazy to you. You know what I'm saying? And you can go on about your business after that, because at the end of the day, once again, we like Jeffrey said, we looking for the man to lead. I'll follow if he's leading me the right way. But if he's gonna lead me over a cliff, I'm not gonna follow. You understand? Not at all. I mean, that's just anybody. I mean, if there is a good man out there, I mean, I can't say I've ran into one.
Oh, damn.
I haven't.
What up, Clyde?
So
Wow.
I ain't angry. I just ain't ran into one. And I'm not one of them that's independent and have these high standards. No. There is people that I have spoke to that don't have shit, but I still gave them a chance. You understand? And, try to uplift them and try to get us to, do things together and try to get established together. Some people just don't have no ambition and don't want nothing out of life. You understand? They looking for a woman to take care of them.
So, as my sister, let me ask, what is it, and I'm going to speak in general, what are we doing that we continuously attract these lowlives? Why is it that these lowlives are staying in you?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you why we attract
later, okay? I want to know why these lowlives staying over here. What the hell is going on? Why do they keep knocking on this door?
Baby, I don't know. But it bees like that. You know what I'm saying? So once again, like I said,
just you. Why are they just stalking you, baby?
That's cold.
Baby, it trust me, it just ain't me. You know, some people are just a wolf in a sheep clothing. You hear me? Like seriously. But
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. So guess what? That's why I stay my ass right over here by myself. Because I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
You can't
You
do
know,
it. You can't find, you
We're
can't
gonna need
find
some
one good
Wi-Fi,
man.
some
You can't
counseling
find
on the
one good
live
man.
tonight. So we see that modern women, okay, it is just a difference in culture, right? And traditionally, things aren't going the way it used to. Like our mother and father been together for how many years, right? But it's difficult to find, and we were both raised in two-parent households, okay? I have my own unique story, but I've had a mother figure. And the thing is, traditionally, are men willing to stay through the ups and the downs and all of that in it too, okay, which leaves a woman to possibly have different points of views and different feelings. And I'm not going to say it's just the men or just the women, because I'm reading that most divorces are filed by women today. And I want to say a lot of it has to do with culture. It has to do with culture, and that's a whole nother story. But the thing is, if I gather from all of this before I go into the audience, is a man has to know how to lead. But I will share with you, Carlton and Stace, a lot of people don't know, but recently I was on the Kevin Samuel show.
Oh, whoa.
I don't even
And
know who
I
that is.
will, you didn't know. No, I didn't even. I've been keeping that. But I will share that on the next live
Okay.
on what we talked about, and definitely will share the clipping on what we talked about. Women are being independent because not too many men are leading. Okay. Women want to be led, but we also want to be led kindly. We want to feel safe. We want to be protected. Men think it's what they do. A lot of the times it's not what you do, but it's how you do it. Too many men today forget to take care of home. Okay? You got a home that you can't take care of, but you got all this other stuff going on. So of course, with your woman, especially a Western modernized woman, you probably are going to have issues within the home. Carlton, are you there?
Yeah, I'm listening. I
You
hear you.
listening? Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
probably are going to have issues there, and that woman is going to feel that she's in it all by herself. So it's not that I condone it, and it's not that it's right, okay? Because my sister here have gotten on to me on many occasions because of how I think. I do believe a woman, to an extent, she has to be submissive and loving to her man. That is, a man, you cannot take away his role. And the minute you do that, then he starts feeling less then he no longer have a position here. But men have to play their position too, because when you don't play your position, then a lot of women are left having to pay the bills, then the frustration set in, then everything else sets in, then there go the lack of disrespect, okay? The lack of respect. So, Mr. Jackson says, in today's world, there are many women who bring a lot of baggage to the relationship. The women have been done wrong in previous relationships. So when the new guy catches hell from the past. Stallion says 75% of women in the States are home wreckers and file for divorces. I beg to differ, okay? Because there are a lot of good women that have been done wrong, okay? There are a lot of good women that have been done wrong, just as there's a lot of good men that has been done wrong and underappreciated, okay? So we have to really get the story behind some of the stories we hear. Caroline Newton says, I grew up with a single mom, so I made lots of mistakes as a married woman. but I had to change my behavior towards my hubbies. Now I love the woman I became.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
I agree. I agree with that. Like I said, I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still working on me. But it is what it is.
Okay.
My behavior will change eventually.
Before you're 70?
You want that successful marriage before tying that knot, you gotta take the initiative. That's right. Foreign men cannot provide a woman in the States like an American man can. A foreign man cannot provide for a woman in the States like an American man can. Most women that bring guys from other countries are not well educated and do not have a skill that brings in enough money. Not all men, Stallion, not all men. Some of these foreign guys have good skills that will also assist them. And as you say, if they are somewhat able to communicate in English, plumbers, electricians, builders, there are certain professions that foreign men, when travel abroad to the US or Canada, they may not be able to compete, but in due time, I can account some of them end up making more money than an American man. And are more, level-headed, humble, and able to manage money. A lot better. Haitian Warrior King says, women are going overseas for the same reason, but they hunt in the shadows. Men, we hunt in broad daylight.
That's cute. I like that.
Is that what it is, my brother? That's what it is. Mr. Jackson says, black women will put up with the Pookies and Ray Rays because she knows what she's getting. She wants to control the relationship. A person who is accomplished would not put up with the foolishness. Oh, Stace, the guys are speaking their truth. Too many women in the States end up buying a dog named Tom, Tamon, and die alone. Stallion?
Stallion.
I hope Stacy does not own a dog. Hey, Stallion, you know I love dogs.
God forbid I do, huh?
And I'm not dying alone in the name of Jesus. Stallion says, oh, sure, I can treat a man as a human being and point him to a college degree and a job. But some men can't handle that type of assistance. Wow. Stallion says men do not want an alpha woman.
No, we don't.
Not want.
We don't.
Stacy, how much do you think a man needs to make per year to provide?
Okay. Wait for the answer. I'm curious.
That I can't answer.
Why
because
not?
I never said that he has to make a certain amount of money. I said he has to have ambition and wants to make money. You understand?
What is the garbage man? They make $30,000 a year. Can you respect him?
Of course.
That's his job. That's it. He's not going anywhere else. That's his job. He's worked for 30 years as a garbage man. He makes $30,000 a year. Are you going to respect him as the man of the house?
Of course. There's nothing wrong with how much money he makes. You know what I'm saying? I just refuse to, do it with somebody who ain't doing nothing.
But to you, maybe if you make, let's say you make 80, let's throw a number out there, and he makes 30, to you, I think it might be an issue eventually.
No, why would you think that?
I'm just thinking because he does it's not pulling his weight, like you said before, pulling his weight. No, you're pulling more of the weight than he is.
Listen, how much a man has never been an issue. Okay, having a man that keeps a job and provide, regardless of what he makes. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not a a person that's like, oh, you got to be making this amount so I could sit home and do nothing. I'm not that. You understand? I just feel like, hey, if I could do it, you can do it. You understand? I came a long way.
That's good.
And I just refuse to accept someone that's not trying to pull his weight, period. Whatever amount of money it is that he makes, I rather a trying man than someone that just sit there and do nothing at all. And if that's what I have to put up with, then I'd rather just go get a dog and die alone.
But do you think, as a woman, and you probably hope you have some other Black women friends, or maybe you don't, I don't know. Some people don't have a bunch of friends. Do you think most Black women in the States who have more college degrees and making good jobs, some of them are lawyers and judges and all that stuff, they can be okay with the garbage man making $30,000 if they're making $120,000?
I don't know about them.
You're not sure?
I don't know about them.
Okay, just curious.
Well,
everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thinks different, and different people accept different things.
Right,
you have some people that's just lonely, and they'll accept a man that's not working, and they rather just have the man sit home and take care of them, which is fine. I do not judge people that do that. I don't care. I know what I will accept. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I said, I came a long way, and I refuse. Some people, they just like, hey, I just want to be with somebody that's just gonna love me, whether he works or he don't work.
Right.
But then you have the ones that is willing to accept that, and they still get treated like trash.
Man, nothing's perfect. I mean, we have all different stories, and there's no one person that's this way or that way. It's a variety of different men and women now.
Well, yeah, that I know. So, right. I can't speak for everybody else. I could just speak what I've heard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I will elaborate a little bit on the question, right? If a woman wants to say she would not be with the man making $30K, let's just give you a contrast. $30K, a man making $30K in a country like Haiti, DR, Colombia, that's a lot of money. Okay? So I can automatically see why he would. But you cannot focus solely on what a man makes, okay? If that is what you are looking for, you will forever be unhappy. That's it. You forever be unhappy. You got to understand that if money is what makes you happy, then to me, that will be what causes you to die alone. Nothing remains the same in life. So the company may close down. He may not get fired. And it may not be that quick for him to find another position which pays $80K a year. And I want to say I have more brothers and more men in my family. And if he's going to marry a woman like that, I may not say nothing, but deep down inside, I would never really have respect for him, because you are solely with him for what he has. And who is he to you if what he has is gone?
Yeah. Like I told you, the reason I made comments, she wasn't when I said it, but she wasn't when I said it. When I was married, my wife had friends over. A lot of ladies have degrees, they're chemists, they work in oil companies, and they make good money. So they come over, and some of them drive Mercedes Benz, BMWs, and when they hear them talking, they're like alpha females, So I don't think they're gonna, if they're making $150% as a chemist for an oil company. My impression, almost all of them, about 10, are single or divorced. Almost all of them, and they don't know well. I think they can accept men that are, not certain status to them because they're alpha females. And I went to university. I have a good job. I'm a chemist. I drive Mercedes Benz. I'm telling you, you have like 10 women that not one of them married. Most of them don't even have boyfriend. It's just crazy.
Haitian Warrior King says, "My truck is my woman. I used to drive over the road." I've never dated an American man in my life. Nothing in common. Wow,
Whoa.
my sister Arlene. She says she's never dated an American
Oh,
man. Skinny said, I know a woman who bought her man from Africa and educated him. He is now a doctor. She is a housewife with 4 kids. She chose well and was patient. That's right.
good story.
Mr. Jackson says, Mrs. Stacy, I respect the fact that you say a man needs to have ambition. However, my question is, why would you be with a man who does nothing?
Well, for one, I didn't pick up a man that does nothing. It just so happened that it's a long story, but it got to the point where he didn't want to do nothing.
No.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to do nothing. I don't know why. You know, he's one of them. You get a job for a little bit, then you stop working, and you get a job here, and you're here, there, and everywhere. You know.
I've heard about those. Yeah, you're right.
Stallion says, I work at McDonald's as a cook. Will you date me, Stacy?
he wants to go out with these words of McDonald's. Well, what's the answer? Well,
Of course, ain't nothing wrong with a McDonald's worker.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I think they don't get my concept, but it's whatever. I mean, I would date a pool cleaner. It don't matter. You know,
Okay.
as long as he works, he provide. It could be bringing in $10 for the day or $10 for the week.
Long as the buck list. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, that's the word.
Mr. Jackson says, when a woman accepts a man who does nothing, then she wants nothing. Her self-esteem will be so low that she accepts nothing. Wow. I will provide free food from work.
Free Big Mac.
So
I don't eat burgers. You got to come home and cook, boo.
Okay. So there's different perspective. I wanted to bring a different perspective to the platform as to why women are saying that, you know, Holland, I'm independent, I'm this. There's a lot of the varieties that we didn't get to touch, but I think we did touch a lot of important points tonight. Stacy, would you like to say anything before we leave?
It was nice being on the live with you guys.
Carlton, would you like to say anything before we leave?
Nice meeting you, Stacy. Another yard
Same
woman. So Jamaican, Haitian combination.
Right. Jamaican and Haitian combination.
No, it was fun. I like doing these things. It was a lot of fun, and just get the topics going. But like I said, but when it comes to woman or a man that wants to stay in the United States, want to go to Vietnam or Colombia and all that, whatever they want to do, my opinion is, you all adults, do what the hell you want to do. I'm not going to get in your business. Don't get in my business. And I leave everybody alone. Do what they want. As long as it's legal and it's not immoral, do what the hell you want to do. It's none of my business. I stay out of your business.
Wow, that's right. So everyone's entitled. But I think I will leave the show with saying, women, as independent as you are, okay, you have to be considerate of a man. And myself as a sister, we know that men are designed differently from women. It is not to say it's okay for the men to give anything, but men know that they have to. It's a two-way street, okay? And a lot of the times, that is why women are feeling as if they have to be independent, because they've had experiences with men that put them in bad situations where they have had to step up and carry the bills and this and that. So it is definitely a two-way street. And it takes consideration. Summer_Kenzie, welcome to the live. How's it going? So I thank I thank you all so much for coming and spending this time with me. I know it was Stace's first time live, our first time together, so it may not have been. Hopefully we do this again next time, and we get more and more comfortable each time.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, Carlton, where do you live?
Well, I was born in Jamaica. I live in Colombia.
What? You didn't even introduce yourself.
I did. You weren't here.
Oh. Okay.
You were late.
Okay.
So you live in Colombia?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She is Jamaican too.
That's why I said Jamaican Haitian.
Oh, okay.
Combination.
Wow. Been to the US and now live in Colombia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love Jamaicans. I don't know. I just find my luck with Jamaicans. You know, I have a few Jamaican friends, so good people from Jamaica.
Haitian too. I got to visit Haiti one time.
And definitely you have to visit Haiti. Both of you all have to come and visit me out here in Haiti at some point.
I will. Believe me, I will. Okay.
That's
all
right.
Guys. Nice. It was fun. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night, you all. Have a blessed one.
That last comment.